There I am. Hey, Mississippi State wins a basketball game last night. Yay. Excited. Good stuff. Been waiting for it. Been waiting for a nice win like that. And it was a nice win. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a fantastic mood. We're going to talk about basketball. Mississippi State basketball, 13-1, with now a victory over a ranked team. This is a good thing. This is a positive development. Been waiting so long for this basketball team to break through. I'm not fully sold that it's broken through, but I'm definitely on board for whatever happens. Good win. Hello, Rob Hadaway. Hello, Buster Bone. Buckatuna, Mississippi. Hello, Kenny Manning. Hello, Robert F. Johnson. So everybody checking in this morning, everybody getting here. We'll talk about basketball. We will talk about 2018 football expectations one more time before we get off of football for a while. We'll talk about Hugh Freeze going on radio today and having his Jimmy Swaggart moment and crying and saying, I've sinned. We'll talk about that. Definitely have some opinions. Milton, Florida, over there in is Milton in Santa Rosa County or Escambia County? I think it's in Santa Rosa County. You don't know. Milton, Florida. Let me tell you a story about Milton, Florida. I covered high school football for a long time, and the best concession stand food I've ever had was at Milton, Florida. It was steak on a stick, and they brought me about 30 of them, and I ate them all. It was unbelievable. Santa Rosa County, yes. That's what I thought. Kingsport. Hello, Richard Riff. Hello, Convent, Louisiana. Santa Rosa is correct again. Shares a county with Navarre.
In Santa Rosa.
Okay, I got it. Milton is a nice little place. Loved watching a high school football game there. Got an old style stadium, big stadium. Really enjoyed it. I live in Arkansas near Little Rock, and all these Razorbacks are very quiet today, says C. Warren Franklin. Richard Rife says Rife sounds like knife. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Branson, Missouri is here. Greg Dillon called me Shrek. That's not nice at all. Thought we left Shrek in 2017. Did we not? Okay. I haven't worn pants since the game ended last night. Lewis Williamson is a terrible person. That's how we're starting today. It was a great win. It was a tough win. State toughed that one out. Didn't shoot well. Didn't play all that well, but played well enough in the end to win that game. Arkansas is a good team. Arkansas is going to challenge for being an NCAA tournament team. I don't know if State's going to challenge for being a tournament team, but I know we're off to the start we had to get off to. 13-1, now with a quality win. RPI up, I believe, to around 57. You know, if you start this thing 4-1, if you can start this thing 4-1, you got something. Beating Auburn would be fantastic. Kirk Misso says, my name is pronounced Misso, not Miso. Okay, well, everybody just get your name out there and make sure I'm saying it the right way. Everybody who has a name that is problematic to me, please get it out there. Hello, Tim Cockrell. Tim Cockrell says, hello, Terp and Landshark. So, hello, guys.
Hello, Tim.
And don't ever directly talk to Terp and Landshark again, please. Hail State from Gulfport. We won, says Robert Edwards. We did, in fact. Mississippi State did win. Just so hungry for a good basketball program, right? We are all just so hungry. And finally, it looks like things are happening. Good win. Quality win. We'll talk all about it today. Lee Jennings says Lee is pronounced Lee. Thank you, Lee. All right, now everybody's doing that. Terp is a terrible person. He still hasn't accepted my Facebook friend request, and it's been 3 weeks. That's because I told him not to.
Been busy.
I told him not to. I told him it's a terrible idea to accept Lewis Williamson's friend request. You'll get calls from the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department or wherever you are on a nightly basis. Do not do it. Hail State from Tishomingo County. Hello, Joshua Patterson. McGee represent. Hello, McGee, Mississippi, down in Simpson County. We have a McGee person here in the office.
Who?
Ashley.
Ashley. Oh,
the blonde-headed girl.
girl?
Yeah. She's from McGee, Mississippi.
Nice.
Yeah. Hail State from Northwest Arkansas, or the National Wrestling Alliance, or the Dr. Dre edition of NWA. I guess it's probably Northwest Arkansas, though, I'm guessing. K is pronounced Robert. All right, guys. Chill out. Good to have you here, Robert. Hail State from Littleton, Colorado. That's out in Colorado. All right, Terp. So today we're going to talk about the basketball game. Big win for Mississippi State. We'll also talk about 2018 football expectations. And then we'll talk about this little Hugh Freeze interview he did. I've got a couple of opinions on that. I'm sure you'll want to hear that. And at the end of the show, we're going to have a shot of Jack. We're almost out of clips, but I found 3 that we've never done before. All right, actually, 1 we have done before. I just want to hear it again. 2 that we've never heard before, and 1 that we have that I just want to hear again. Hail State from Bluntstown, Florida. Over there in the Panhandle. Good to see you from Bluntstown. Can I have that helmet? No, Mark Templeton, you may not. Actually, when Mississippi State sends me my new helmet, which I have been in contact with them, maybe you can have this one. Although I do kind of want to take it home myself. I want to keep it on my mantle. I want to mount it like on the wall, like you mount a deer head, like I hunted a football player. When will Peters drop a 3? I don't know. The shooting is just so. The shooting on this team. He'll get there. I think he's just going through a really rough patch. I do think Lamar Peters is a good player. He had moments last night. He was good. You should auction the helmet for charity. Who is Charity? Terp, is your middle name Charity?
Yes. Give me the proceeds.
I don't think if I would auction it for charity if I thought we'd get any real money for it.
Give me $5 for it.
No. How much money? All right. How much money do you guys think we need to do this show? But how much money do you guys think we could get for this helmet? If I started an auction, we're talking. You think you could get it up to?
I get $20.
Think I get it to 100?
I get $100 going once.
Would somebody pay $100 for this helmet if proceeds went to charity? Raylan now says set the low bid at 100. Somebody said ask Hugh Freeze who Charity is. Sean Barker thinks it would go $400 to $500. Sign it, it'll go for $200. Wow.
Ooh. Maybe onto something there. I'll sign it too. It'll be
Well, no, we don't. No,
that'll
we don't want your
exponentially
signature.
increase
No,
the
we don't want
football.
your signature on anything. It could be used as evidence later. If it didn't have the white stripe, I'd give more than $20. Easily $400 to $500. Is it? Why is Nick Stevens' comment pinned? Who pinned Nick Stevens' comment? Unpin that, please.
I didn't pin it, but I'll unpin it.
I don't know where the mini cowbell is. Somebody stole it off my desk, I think. Where is it? Did you take it? Land Shark, you know how she is. Terp signs it. It goes for a Big Mac. And not even a Big Mac, like a quarter pounder. All right. We got to do this podcast. You ready to go?
Not yet. I'm unpinning the step.
There we go.
It's the More Cowbell Show, brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
Now I'm all about signing this helmet and selling it for charity. This helmet on my desk from 2009, 2010, with this hideous stripe down the middle of it. I've been in contact with Mississippi State. They're going to give me a new helmet for my show. For the backdrop here at SEC Country, and we're definitely gonna sell this, and not, it'd be nice to sell it for charity, but kids got to eat. I mean, kids need new shoes. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, my name is Brandon Walker. You're listening to and watching on Facebook Live More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country, coming to you from the SEC Country studios in slightly warmer Dunwoody, Georgia. It took a nice little turn. I think we're up to about 28 degrees this morning, so it's balmy outside. Got a lot to talk about today. Mississippi State with a big win in basketball. When is the last time anyone could say that? It has been a minute. It has been a hot minute. But guess what? Basketball may be back at the Humphrey Coliseum. Mississippi State 78, number 22, Arkansas 75, and Arkansas is a legit basketball team. They are a good team. They're gonna challenge for an NCAA tournament berth, and Mississippi State beat them. They had to beat them. If State's going to do anything this season, they had to get off to a hot start in SEC play. So far, so good. We'll talk about that game. We'll discuss that. We'll break it down. We'll also talk about 2018 football expectations. Does respect from the media matter to you as a fan? I know some fans will say, no, I don't care. Some fans will say yes. Personally, I say yes. I want State to get all the acclaim it deserves. Not anything more, just what it deserves, and I'm not sure they always get that. We'll also talk about Hugh Freeze going on Clay Travis's radio show today and giving an interview. I have got some opinions there, and they are, they're exactly what you think my opinions would be. If you could, in your mind, come up with the opinions I would have over Hugh Freeze going on Clay Travis, yep, you pretty much nailed it. We'll end today's show with a shot of Jack. 3 clips, 2 that we never played before, 1 I just wanted to hear again. So we got a lot of good stuff on this show, a lot of good stuff. But ever since I started this podcast, people have been asking for advice. Usually it's what team to bet on this week. Let me tell you this, where you're betting at is just as important as who you're betting on. So that's why I tell people to go to mybookie.ag. MyBookie has been in this business for years, and their reputation is rock solid. They do 100% cash bonuses, so off the bat you're making money for doing nothing. They have the fastest payout, seriously, just 2 business days. They have in-game live betting, the most rewarding player perks in the business, and an all-new mobile site that makes wagering on the go a breeze. Join now, and MyBookie will match your deposit with up to 100% bonus. Use the promo code Cowbell to activate your offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Yay! All right, we got the Facebook Live going right now. Got 182 people watching us as of this moment, having a good time. We come to you every morning, 10:45 Central Time. If you want to join us on Facebook Live, you can. We also stream this live on YouTube. If you want to search SEC Country Mississippi State channel out on YouTube, we stream it live on YouTube. So if you don't have Facebook, you can still watch it live if you'd like. You just couldn't interact through comment. Mississippi State basketball is my favorite sport. It's my favorite activity at Mississippi State. Coming up, I'm 38. A lot of my great memories from Mississippi State involve the Humphrey Coliseum, involve the basketball team. I love it more than anything in the world, except maybe 2 of my kids. So the last couple of years has been really tough. It has been really tough to watch Mississippi State flounder in basketball. The last year of Rick Stansbury, which actually seems like Shangri-La compared to the next couple of years, but 3 years of Rick Ray, and now 2 years of Ben Howland that haven't turned the corner yet. But now Mississippi State 12-1 going into SEC play, welcoming number 22 Arkansas. It's a game State needed to win for respect. They needed to win to show some progress. And frankly, they needed the win because the SEC is going to be very competitive this year, and they got it. Mississippi State 78, Arkansas 75, a terrific little win for Ben Howland his team. State didn't even play all that well last night. The shooting still hasn't come around, but they played well when they had to play well. They got the job done when they had to get the job done. State wins by 3 points. Listen, Arkansas is good. They average about 85 points a game. They're really, really good. They're going to challenge for being a tournament team. Will State challenge for being a tournament team? I don't know. We still need to see the next couple of games play out. But State beats Arkansas in basketball. That is more like it. Now we're talking. Now we're getting a little momentum there. I know it still wasn't a big crowd, but it will be. Just be patient. The crowd's coming. The crowd is definitely coming. How about the Weatherspoons, though? Quindary Weatherspoon, a junior, 22 points, 7 of 13 shooting. But to me, the star of the show right now is Nick Weatherspoon. 7 of 10 shooting, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. I know he missed those last two. But he shot 70% from the field, and he's an elite perimeter defender. And how many freshmen are elite anythings, much less defenders? None. This guy is an athlete. He's a true point guard. He is special. He is going to be special at Mississippi State. 22 points from Nick Weatherspoon on 7 of 10 shooting. That's very efficient. It's exactly what you want out of your point guard. He was outstanding last night. Outstanding. And if you get that Nick Weatherspoon every night, the sky's the limit for this basketball team. The sky is the limit. Kept the turnovers low. Not very many turnovers. I think 7. Shot a ton of free throws. And guys on the Facebook Live have already said we got to get better at shooting free throws. Well, if you shoot 42 a night, you don't have to get better. If you shoot 42 a night, you're still going to beat teams just by the sheer volume. 24 or 42, it's not great. Certainly not great. But getting to the line 42 times, it's unheard of. And, boy, put yourself in Arkansas fans' shoes just for a second. 42 free throws to 10, I would be so mad. It's rare. It's rare that Mississippi State fans like me get to be on this side of it. So I can say, yeah, we were more aggressive. I can say all that, but 42 to 10, my goodness. Woo. That feels like Kentucky numbers right there. That's like Alabama holding numbers on the offensive line. They've been called for 42 holds in the last 95 years. The shooting hasn't been great for this team, and it wasn't great last night. State won by 3, could have won by more. I'm going to be naive right now. I think the shooting is going to come around. Now, maybe it won't become the best in the league, but it is better than it has been so far. It is better than we've shown. If you are a shooter, you don't just forget how to shoot. You don't. You know how to shoot because you're a shooter. Tyson Carter, Lamar Peters, Eli Wright, these guys are shooters. And they're not shooting well right now. And it makes for some really ugly games from three-point line, but we're not taking bad shots. We're just not hitting them. And I think we'll get that turned around a little bit. Maybe this momentum of this win and momentum in the early part of the SEC play will help that shooting turn around. If it does, look out. But you know what doesn't go into a slump? Defense. And State can play defense. Number 1 in defensive efficiency coming in the SEC. A very good defensive team. 75 points is, it's not a small amount, but Arkansas has been scoring a lot more than that. They scored 91 against Tennessee. I'm not fully sold this team can play in the NCAA tournament or even the NIT yet. NIT does look pretty good. But I'm on board with whatever happens. I mean, I'll ride with this team. I'll go to war with this team. I like this team. The thing about it is the SEC is very deep and very good this year. And State might get, their progress might get halted a little bit by the fact that the SEC is so deep and so good. It really is. It could be a 5 or 6 bid league this year. It's 18 games. It's going to be an 18-game war in the SEC for everybody. Alabama's good. Auburn's good. And there are a couple of bad teams. Vanderbilt's not that good, but they beat Alabama last night. Ole Miss is not that good, but they're going to be tough to beat in Oxford. LSU's not all that good, but they're going to be tough to beat in Baton Rouge. There is no really bad team this year. And I certainly think State is better than bad. I don't think we can be a top 4 team in the league. I think that's Alabama, that's A&M, that's Florida, and that's Kentucky. But I think we can compete in the group to be right behind them. I think out of Tennessee and Arkansas and Georgia and others, we can compete to be right there. And that's exciting. That is progress. That is very good progress. I'll stop before saying we could be an NCAA tournament team, but it is worth monitoring going forward. If State starts off 4-1 in the SEC play, look out. Now, we're at Florida. We're at Ole Miss. Got Vanderbilt at home. Got Auburn at home. You need to steal the game at Ole Miss. You need to beat Vandy at home, and you need to beat Auburn at home. Auburn's really good. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, I feel really as good about this basketball team as I've felt in 5 to 6 years. And that counts for something. 2018 Mississippi State football team is going to be loaded. We've talked about that. I don't have to tell you what's coming back. I don't have to tell you how good Jeffrey Simmons is or how good Nick Fitzgerald is. I don't have to tell you any of that. So flash forward 8 months. SEC Media Days will be in Atlanta, Georgia this year. They only did that because my travel budget is shot. It will be in Atlanta, and the SEC media will come together, and they'll vote. They'll vote on who they like, which players they like. You know how it happens every single year. I want to know, how much do you care as a fan? How much do you care about respect from the media? A lot? A little? I think there are basically two camps. There's a camp that wants Mississippi State to get the respect it deserves, and they want to see that number besides Mississippi State. They like it. They enjoy it. And there's the camp that says, oh, don't rank us. We always play better when we're not ranked, which is BS. It's BS. You're just, that's ridiculous. You want your team to be ranked. Everybody does. Personally, I want Mississippi State to get the acclaim it deserves. Nothing more, nothing less. If State's a top 3 team in the SEC, rank them as a top 3 team in the SEC. If they're a top 6 team, rank them in the top 6. Don't put them behind LSU because LSU won a national championship 12 years ago. 14 years ago, whatever it was. Don't put Mississippi State behind South Carolina because Steve Spurrier won 10 games 5 years ago. Really, and don't put Mississippi State behind Texas A&M because Texas A&M had a really good recruiting class in 2015. Look at the teams and rank Mississippi State where they should be ranked. That's all I ever ask. That's why 2014 was so deeply satisfying to me. I knew that team was good from the start. I picked them 3rd in the SEC at SEC Media Days. They were picked 5th in the West. And that was ridiculous. That was BS. Again, there's no way you could look at that team, what they had coming back, the quarterback they had, and say that's the 5th best team in the West. Well, they made that ranking look stupid. They finished 2nd. They went to number 1 that year. That's why I'm so satisfying, because the media grossly underestimated what State is. Now, flash forward to 2018, State is going to be good. They are going to be good. I think the SEC media will pick us about 4th in the West, which is ridiculous. They'll pick us behind Alabama, fair. Auburn, probably fair. And LSU, not fair. Will that make you mad? Will it make you mad as a fan when that happens? Does it make you mad as a fan when State doesn't get the respect it deserves? I mean, your answer might be different than mine, and that's fine. Your answer might be completely different. I personally do not like it when State gets overlooked. This year, after State had beaten LSU by 30 and then lost to Auburn and Georgia, and LSU had the same amount of losses but were magically 5 spots ahead of Mississippi State, it pissed me off. I didn't like it. And now Mississippi State finished 9-4, LSU finished 9-4, and in the AP Top 25, LSU is going to finish probably about 13-15, and State's going to finish 18-20. When State's a much better football team than LSU. And it bothers me. I don't like it. Sue me. Don't sue me. I know some in the state of Mississippi would do that in a hurry. I just get ready. That's all I'm saying. If respect matters to you, be prepared to be angry in August. And we're State fans. We're prepared to be angry at the drop of a hat. I understand that. I can get angry in a minute. I just drive by an Outback Steakhouse and I get mad. Kenny Manning on the Facebook Live says, I love it when they underestimate State. I love it. Maybe. John Martinez says, we've never been given respect. We must beat Bama. I don't buy that either. Because other teams get respect before beating Bama. LSU hasn't beaten Bama since what, 2009, 2010? Oh, it was 11. They haven't beaten them in 6 years. They get plenty of respect. Plenty of teams get respect without beating Alabama. So that's what we have to look forward to. We'll break it down all summer and everything. But Keith D'Angelo says the lower the better. That's when the dogs roll and it's on them. Supposedly they're the expert. Yeah, I don't think the lower the better. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Anyway, Hugh Freeze used to coach Ole Miss. You guys remember? In 2018, I'm trying to be a better Christian person myself. Trying to be a better man myself. So I do have to watch myself in the next 5 minutes during this topic. Because I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I do. So Hugh Freeze gave an interview on Clay Travis' show. He went there and they interviewed for an hour. He cried. He said how, I guess, upset he is that everything happened and yada, yada, yada. Okay. Come on, Brandon. I just have a hard time believing a word that comes out of that guy's mouth. I do. And if he's truly sorry and if he's truly, I don't want to use the word repentant, but if he's truly sorry, I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I have a hard time believing it. I wouldn't believe that guy if his tongue were notarized. All right. You can't believe anything he says. Hugh Freeze said he cared too much about what people thought of him when he was the Ole Miss coach. I do agree with that. I think it was clear he cared too much about what people thought. Well, guess what? This interview, this 1 hour grandstanding you just did, shows that you still care too much about what people think about you. If you want to fix yourself, fix yourself. You want to be a good man, be a good man. Don't go on some radio show and parade yourself out there and cry and act like the world is against you. You did it to yourself. Doing this 1 hour grandstand interview says all you care about is what people think about you. If you go on national radio and you do a phony interview where you cry and say this stuff, you're clearly doing it for publicity. Clearly. That's the thing. People wanted to believe in Hugh Freeze when he was succeeding at Ole Miss. I'm not talking about State fans because clearly this group wasn't hoping that. But the Ole Miss fan base and national media, regional media wanted to believe in Hugh Freeze. They wanted to believe he was what he presented, but he wasn't. He never was. State fans knew it was phony. Ole Miss fans eventually found out it was phony. And now this today, that felt phonier than anything that has ever phonied. Just be quiet for a while. Fix yourself. You don't have to tell everybody that you're being fixed. You don't have to advertise it. That just makes you look faker than fake. Yeah, I thought I was going to be able to hold it together there, but I didn't. We need to end the show on a positive note. We need to end the show on a positive note. The only way to do that, Terp, are you ready? It looks like you're laid back. You ready for shot of Jack? Okay. Jack Crystal, the greatest of all time. The greatest college football play-by-play announcer of all time. You can have your Larry Munsons. You can have your K. Wood Ledfords. You can have your John Wards. You can have everybody. They were all great. Give me Jack Crystal. Give me the man who for 58 years was the voice of the Bulldogs. Give me that guy. Well, I've got that guy. We got some old clips here. Couple we found that we haven't played before, and one that I just want to hear again because I'm in a basketball-type mood. Terp, go ahead and play clip number 1.
They got a 4th down to the 25. They're on the far side hash mark. And Chaz Henry, who is a veteran kicker, but not in the place kicking department. He has been their punter, but he's been forced to be the place kicker. He'll try a 42-yard field goal.
42-yard field goal up coming from Henry, and his kick is away, and he is no good. No good. 4 seconds left in this ball game. No good. Henry misses his second field goal of the night, kicking it off to the right. And you can wrap this one in maroon and white, my friends. Mississippi State has upset the Florida Gators 10-7 with 4 seconds left on the clock as Henry misses a 42-yard field goal off to the right. There's bedlam at the Mississippi State bench area. Celebrations have already started. Gator fans are heading for the exits. Bulldogs are going to win the football game 10-7. They're going to take a knee when they send their offensive unit out. And this one is going to be forever remembered in the everlasting annals of Mississippi State football. A 10-7 win over the Florida Gators here on Florida Field, where they have not won since 1965.
Oh, boy. 2010, Mississippi State goes down to Florida, beats Florida 10-7. One of the weirdest games I've ever seen. State pretty much didn't throw a pass after the second quarter. Did what they had to do to win, and Jack Crystal calling it. Hear how much noise was in that stadium? Were there that many State fans there when he missed that field goal? I mean, that was loud. That was terrific. What a good win. A very good win for Mississippi State. Beating Florida in 2010. I'm in my mind right now. Have we played Florida since then? Have we played Florida since then? Or will next year be the first time we played them? I guess I can't. My mind's not really, my mind's kind of drawing a blank. You don't know, Terp. You don't know anything. Anyway, that's Jack Crystal. Phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Give me clip number 2.
And time is running out for the blue and white of Kentucky. 1.5 minutes left in the ball game. Woodson on 4th down. Again wants to throw. Sets up. Being chased. Rise to look down the field. Again eludes a tackler. Fires it into the corner. Pass intercepted by Mississippi State. And picking it off with the Bulldogs, Marcus Washington. And that is the coup de grace, as they say in France.
Well, that's the 6th turnover by Kentucky. They're going to lament that, but give the Bulldog defense credit. They have pressured Woodson, forced him out of the pocket, made him scramble, and he's had one of those tough days, and he's had a great career and a great season, and he'll, I'm sure, bounce back well, but today has not been one of his better ones.
Bulldogs will take over at the 18-yard line and proceed to run out the clock and wrap up their 5th win of the campaign against 4 losses. They'll go 2 wins and 3 losses in conference play, and the 14th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats will plummet out of the top 20. Bulldogs are going to run clock right now. They're just going to...
Boy, I don't remember Kentucky being number 14 in 2007. Yeah, I do, because they beat LSU that year, didn't they? They beat LSU, and they actually got even higher than that. But State goes to Kentucky, and I bet Jack Crystal carried that coup de grace line in his pocket for a while before he used it. I bet he carried that for a while before he used it. The coup de grace. I love it. Jack Crystal, man. Can you get better than this? No, you can't. You cannot get better than this. So those were 2 football clips. We're in basketball season. State just won a big basketball game last night. I'm fired up. Here's a clip we have used probably 2 or 3 times already. But guess what? We're going to use it again because it's one of the best basketball clips of all time. And I'm in a basketball mood, and we might play it once a week from here on out. I don't know. It's my show. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Nothing. That's what you're going to do. Anyway, play the clip, Turp.
Bulldogs will inbound the basketball on the defensive end of the floor. Gary Irvin will bring it up, and Irvin will work against the man-to-man defense to Timmy Bowers. Bowers from deep outside. Clock down to 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds. Starts to drive. Cut off on the wing. Timmy still goes baseline. Pumps, fakes, shoots, scores! 1 second on the clock. Timmy Bowers has scored. Bulldogs lead 82-81 in overtime. Long pass up the floor. Batted away. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are the Southeastern Conference champions. Wrap it in maroon and white.
And what a way to win it.
82. Alabama 81. Unbelievable.
I'll be honest with you, Jack. There weren't many people sitting in this Coliseum and probably watching on television and maybe listening to our radio broadcast who thought when Mississippi State was down by 18 points in the second half that they could come back and win this basketball game.
I tell you what, I just, I got chill bumps on my arm right now. All right. And I don't know if this company thought I was going to work this afternoon, but I'm probably not. That's it. That pretty much does it for the rest of the day for me. Jack Crystal calling the 2004 Mississippi State comeback over Alabama to win the SEC in basketball. Oh, man. If you could chop that clip up and put it on the table, I would snort it. That's how great that clip is. That's how great that clip is. Oh, maybe that was a little inappropriate. I'm sorry.
Should I cut that?
People already saw it.
Podcast.
No.
All right.
We're good. Cut it from the Facebook Live. Would you do that? All right. On the Facebook Live, on podcast. On the podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you off. Let you off here, and Facebook Live, here I come. My name is Brandon Walker. You've been watching and listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. Woo! All right. As long as I still have a job, we'll continue this Facebook Live. They might come in and get me in a minute. Junior, I think you're too negative about how State played last night. Ole Miss isn't going to beat us by 20. I think you're too negative. It was an SEC game. It was a tough game. It's not going to always be pretty. State won the basketball game. Be happy with that. That's a game that State wouldn't have won in the last 7 years, and they won it last night. So, State basketball heading in the right direction still, I think. Women's basketball probably going to beat every team by 60 this year, apparently. It's going to be tough going to the men's Final Four in San Antonio and the women's Final Four in Columbus, Ohio on the same weekend, but I'll try to pull it off. Sean Blaylock checking in from Kosciuszko. Hello. Can't get any better than Jack. Can't get any better than that. Every time we do that, I need like a 5-minute cooling off period. Because I just love everything about Jack Crystal. I love Mississippi State. And nothing is more Mississippi State than Jack Crystal. The most Mississippi State things in the world are Jack Crystal, cowbells, cheese, and constantly breaking your heart. Those are the 4 most Mississippi State things in the world. Would you agree? Did I miss anything? What did I miss in the most Mississippi State things in the entire world? Jack Crystal, cowbells, cheese, and constantly breaking your heart. Not a very active group on Facebook Live today. Turp, I might have to just converse with you the entire time. Why have you got a hood on your head? Why are you wearing your hooded sweatshirt right now?
It's not chilly in here.
It is not.
We're in different rooms.
There's bully. Somebody says bully. That's pretty good. Pretty good. The heartbreaks are getting less and less. I know, but that makes them even worse, doesn't it? Kind of makes them worse. Left field lounge, I don't get into the left field lounge. I think that's the most overrated thing about Mississippi State. We've had this conversation before. We don't have to have it again. Ice cream. I've never had Mississippi State ice cream. I've had Mississippi State cheese.
Maryland has good ice cream.
I don't
Good
care.
dairy up
That's
there.
fine.
Best.
We have better record than Kentucky, and they are ranked. We are not. State gets no respect. No, well, Kentucky's played a real schedule. State really hasn't yet. There's no reason to worry about Kentucky being ranked in basketball and State not. Kentucky has earned it, and State hasn't earned it yet. But last night was a huge step to earning it. A huge step.
Who will be ranked first, Maryland or Mississippi State?
I have no idea what Maryland's doing. Hold on. I got to talk to Junior Ray. 24 for 42 at the line. Only thing we did good last night was play defense. Well, that's enough, Junior. And plus, if you get to the line 42 times, you can only make 24 and still win. 24 made free throws is still enough to win. So I understand the shooting wasn't great, but if you're getting to the line that much, you're giving yourself an awful lot of insurance. You're giving yourself an awful lot of room. So, no, State didn't play that well last night, but they won the game. It's not a beauty contest. It's a basketball game. If you win it, you win it. State is 1-0. I don't know why you're upset with the way State played last night. I really don't. Get this man some Muscadine Ripple. Is that ice cream? Yeah, I've heard of that. I just never had it. Gibbo Gibson says it may just be me, but I love the underdog, being the underdog, and I've always said State plays better as the underdog. They don't, though. That's just kind of a myth. That's because it's more lasting when State loses as the favorite. It's more lasting when they lose as a ranked team. Trust me, State's been the underdog and lost millions of times. Didn't play well, still won. That's a good thing. Happy New Year, Ryan McMichael. Defense was great last night. Held Arkansas 14 points under their season average. And that's with Daryl Macon going crazy. It was a win's a win, a win. A win is a win is a win is a win. Brett Holloway, thank you for watching. Andrew Stevens says what I said earlier. I think the three-point shots will eventually fall. Shooters don't forget how to shoot. It's a slump right now. But defense never goes into a slump, and this defense can play. So I think the shooting will eventually get better. I really do. And I don't think I'm being a homer. I just think it's going to happen. State's not taking bad shots. They're just not hitting shots. We play like we played last night. We'll finish no higher than 9th in the SEC. Last night was the ugliest win ever at State. Junior, you're just being too negative. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Hey, Junior, you need to go for a walk, man. I don't know why. I don't know why you won't accept this win. It's been 7 years since State's been any good. It's been 5 years since State beat a ranked team, and you want to pick it apart? That's ridiculous. Come on, enjoy it. The sun's shining outside, Junior. It's a beautiful day in Point City. A win is a win. And I'm not going to look at that win last night. Trust me, Arkansas would trade places with us in a minute. A minute. Boy, a lot of you are negative about this team. I mean, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to go out there like the Globetrotters and beat every team like the Washington Generals? Chad Mass says State beat a team that played 7 seniors with a bunch of underclassmen. Cheer up, Junior. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the best basketball is still in front of us. It's a work in progress. And if that work includes a 78-75 team or a win over a ranked team, it's good. Junior needs a 6-pack of beer. No, I know Junior. He's not going to drink a 6-pack of beer. He's not going to do that. But he needs to take a walk. That's all I'm saying. Grace Thacker Good says, I'm thankful we're competing. I'm negative when people have been had we lost. I don't know, Morgan. I don't know. It'd been rough. Need to win on the road now. Need to win at Ole Miss. Got to win at Ole Miss. Need to hold serve at home and beat the teams that aren't the creme de la creme in the league. Need to beat the Vandy's and the Auburns of the world. Scared of false hope with this team, says Andrew Stevens. I don't think it's false. It's hope, but I don't think it's false. There was nothing fluky about it. I would like to hear the clip of Jack calling the game from 1974 when Rocky led the Dogs on a 90-yard come-from-behind win at Memphis State. Lowell, I will see if I can get that. I need to get access to a bigger archive of Jack Crystal clips. I don't know how, but I need to. I definitely need to. Landon Miles says we beat a ranked team and only have one loss. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, I think we're getting there. You know, this team is making changes along the way. Snyder Herrard just wasn't cutting it. He's not going to be with the program anymore. Probably going to go out and get a big guy to take his spot for next year. I mean, we're building to something. This isn't the finished product. Enjoy the journey. It's not the destination. And the Journey got a nice little shot in the arm last night. We need 9 more wins to make it to the dance. We need more than that. Probably need to win at least 11 or 12 games in the SEC. At least 11-7 in the SEC might get you in. How negative were you when we played Louisville in a bowl game? I picked us to win 41-31. That's a little different, isn't it? Isn't it a little different, Junior? I just said I didn't think we were going to win because of the interim coach. That was predicting a loss, and I was wrong, and I said I was wrong. You're going back and nitpicking a win. You're being negative about something that actually happened. I don't understand. I haven't had a bedtime story in a while. I know. My website hasn't really given us anything recently. Do you think an NIT invitation could be coming our way if we don't make the dance? I think NIT is a nice little goal right now. I think if State can be in that 6 to 9 range in the SEC, they could be an NIT team. But, I mean, I wouldn't rule out the possibility of doing better than that. I wouldn't rule out the possibility yet. I don't love our chances to make the NCAA tournament, but we haven't eliminated ourselves yet. This team reminds me of the Anthony Grant Alabama team. Says Houston Everett. Mitchell Johnson says, the word is young, but we are learning and competing as we progress this season. Absolutely. That's exactly how it should be summed up. We are young. We are learning. We're not a finished product. It's not going to be pretty always. But winning that game was important. Wayman Hodge is having squirrel dumplings for lunch. Squirrel dumplings. Sounds delicious. Why are you making that face, Turp?
Oh, it sounds delicious.
People don't realize how hard winning really is, says Bill Hurt. Also, it's a very competitive SEC. It's going to be a war every night. There are some good teams in this league this year. And they're not any bad teams. It's pretty good 1 through 14. It's really good 1 through 10. Our defense has potential. It has more than potential. It's leading the SEC right now. Jared Gardner says, off topic, I have the flu, and the weather outside is a smooth 20 degrees. Any old MSU football or basketball games I could watch to get me through. So, Jared, I'd go to YouTube. I would do one of two things. I would watch the Gator Bowl again, the Slayer Bowl again, or I would fire up YouTube and watch the trilogy of games that took Mississippi State to number 1 in 2014. The LSU game, the Texas A&M game, the Auburn game, they're all on YouTube in full. Go watch them. Enjoy. State showed something when Arkansas went on an 8-0 run to start the second half, and they answered. I agree. State had opportunities to tank in that game. They had opportunities to go in their shell. They didn't. They did not. Excited for the 2018 season, but this team back with Reggie Perry and Howard next year is going to be exciting. I don't know who Howard is. Are you trying to say Woodard? Possibly Woodard? Your prediction on our record over the next 6 games: at Ole Miss, Florida, Auburn, Vandy, at Bama, at UK. Well, we're not winning against Florida. We're not winning against Alabama or Kentucky. We might beat Alabama at home, but not in Tuscaloosa. 3-3 would be pretty good, though. 3-3 would be really good. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Everybody wanted to talk sports today. I don't know why. I don't know why we can't talk about food, but that's fine. Sometimes I'll let you guys talk about whatever you want to. Tori Barnes says, speak life into the program. Let's make another run to the Final Four and win it this time. Maybe a year or two down the road we can have that conversation. This year is just going to be building towards something special. This year is about building towards something special. The special will come later. Still adding parts to this team. Still got a 5-star and a couple of high 4-stars signed for next year. You still got, I think Howland's going after another big man right now. We'll wait and look at that. So we're building to the special thing. I don't think this is the special year. All right, did somebody hit a home run, Landshark? What's she doing?
Dinger.
Is she having a nervous twitch? What is this?
I believe that's the wrap-up sign.
That is the wrap it up signal.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I don't have anything to wrap up. I don't have any gifts out here. I don't have any presents out here.
Nice.
All right, good time to go ahead and wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow, 10:45 Central Time. We'll talk plenty of, we'll talk something. Maybe Hugh Freeze will embarrass himself again. And then, hold on, can I have 2 more minutes? Can I have 2 more minutes?
Sure.
I was about to make an off-color joke there, but I didn't. I did not do it. New Brandon Walker. New year, new Brandon Walker. All right? Not making a 2-minute joke. But can we talk about Hugh Freeze and that interview he did with Clay Travis? Because I was not watching Facebook Live when I talked about it earlier. I want to believe in anybody. I want to believe that anyone, especially a professing Christian like that, can be forgiven and can live the life they're supposed to lead. I want to believe all of that. I want to believe it deep down in my heart. But I just can't believe a word that comes out of that guy's mouth. Maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe something's wrong with me. But I just can't believe a word that everything seems calculated. Everything is about image. All of it is fake. Like if you truly were sorry and you truly wanted to work on yourself and you truly thought that you thought too much about what people thought of you back when you were coaching, then you don't launch a publicity campaign to announce it. That just continues the fakeness. Am I being wrong here? Am I being too critical? Am I being too harsh? I know it's a former Ole Miss coach, so everybody on here is probably going to be on my side, but somebody tell me, am I being too harsh? I mean, it's just, to me, I can't buy it. And I don't think I'll ever be able to buy anything that comes out of Hugh Freeze's mouth. Until he actually says what he did to get all those recruits, until he actually says what he did, this is all just posturing. It's all fake. Mark West says he needs to come clean about everything. Then it will start the restoration process. Yeah. Freeze is just that type of person. He'll never change, says Buster Bone. Joe Goldman says Hugh pays for the love. Somebody else said he plays for love. That's funny. That is funny. But I'm glad that I'm not the only one sitting here thinking it. I'm glad I'm not the only one thinking. Am I just being irrational Mississippi State fan? I don't think I am. Alligator tears. Freezes snake oil salesman, says Steven Stafford. A lot of S's in that sentence. I don't think anyone outside of state really wants to know what was going on. That's another good quote, Mark West. I think you're right. All right, that's my 2 minutes. Landshark, you can go eat lunch. Sorry. Did you roll your eyes at me? Did she roll her eyes at me?
I was not looking. I don't.
Honestly, did you roll your eyes at me? You did. You did? Get comfortable. All right, guys, we're going to stay here about 10 more minutes.
Whoa. Tension in the office today.
Wow. Are we off?
No, we're still on.
We're still on? Well, she's got the logo up there. Okay. All right. This is fun. My name is Brandon Walker. You've been watching More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country.